Warren Sapp had a confrontation with Hollywood, Florida police officers as they gave him trouble while attempting to get a stamped copy of a public records request. Sapp has a $20 million lawsuit against the sheriff office in Okeechobee, Florida, as well for a wrongful arrest. Today, a former NFL running back and law expert, my guy Dana Sanders, here to break down this interaction between Warren Sapp and Hollywood police officers. Dana, let's get to the interaction, kind of show it from the beginning. We'll pause it and kind of break down the situation. And I can't thank you enough for joining. Let's
All right,
start at
man.
the
I'm
beginning
good.
here.
I'm good.
A stamp received copy of it so I can have it for my records. We at the Hollywood Police Department here filing a public record request, and I just asked them to simply make me a stamp received copy of it. And we don't have a copy machine.
So before we continue, Dana, kind of break down what he's doing, and I know this is right up your alley. So go ahead.
Well, basically, he's just trying to get information. He wants to know what they have on him, what kind of information that they've had in the past, or like I've done it. I've asked for my information to see what people see when they pull up my record. And because of the Freedom of Information Act, you have the right to do that. And a lot of times, all you do is you write a letter, you swear under oath. It's an affidavit, really. And you send that in to, and I just send it to the Freedom of Information Act.gov. And they show you how to write it out, and you just send that in. He probably did that with the police department, and now he's just going to find out what the local police department have on record for him. But these things, sometimes they take a whole year, 2 years to get,
Right.
especially if they know they have something on you they shouldn't have. And they collect information from your cell phone, from everywhere, so if they were to come up and show him that, there's a lot of backdoor information that they pick up about you. And that comes from television shows you watch, all that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And from what I understand, in the Florida, there's no response time in the state of Florida on public records requests that could take as long as they want. From what I understand, in the state
most states do, which is synonymous with country. Most of them do. If they have, there's secrets in the United States that you will never be privy to. There's a certain level of hush that you have to just deal with. And that's why what you want to do is basically change your status when dealing with these people.
Absolutely, no doubt. Let's keep taking a look at this interaction and keep breaking it down.
Yes, who's this?
My lieutenant. That's what we asked for.
Amazing how this and this don't coincide.
No, that's my
Amazing. I got you.
This is for.
I need a stamp received copy, boss. That's it.
A what?
Stamp received copy of that.
A copy?
Yep, stamp received copy. Dated and stamped, and give me the copy. You keep the original.
What I'm confused of why he's not. I think Warren's being pretty clear. No.
The thing about it is most of these people are low-level employees that don't understand the whole process. If I were Warren Sapp, I wouldn't wait to get the government to stamp anything. I would say right here, is this the document that I just picked up? Or is this the document that you're looking at? Okay, for the record, I am going to film this, and I'll say, is this my name? Is this this? Is this that? So that you have a record right in that police department because there's another cop that's going to come up that's right behind him. You get all of them as witnesses in case you have to go to court. So right there, you basically made your case. If they won't stamp it, and you just say, look, I have followed all civil procedures, all the right procedures in order to get this thing pushed through. They have not followed through. So what I'm going to do and replace this, their stamp copy, is to record this. And I want these two as witnesses. Sir, what is your badge number? And you get the badge number. Say, person behind the desk, what is your name? Okay, I am trying to get this copied or whatever, or certified. I am going to certify this right now. Do you agree that you have my personal information in your possession? You've got to be creative, because they're not going to give you. They don't want to give you anything, man.
Right.
They won't give it to you. This world is a game, and when you get a lot of black men get caught up in the system, and Bailey, you black. You may not look like it, but I know your daddy. So, I'm just saying, it's not a walk for us. So, but anyway, go ahead.
I'll keep playing it.
All right.
Can I borrow your pen there, Mike?
I'm sorry?
Can I borrow your pen?
Yeah.
Just a stamp receipt copy.
Today is the 21st, right?
I need a copy. That's the original, sir. I need you to make me a copy of that, sir.
That's for you, Daddy.
I need you to make me a copy of that. Because my public record request would be leaving with me now, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Oh, Mike, do you
There
have
you go,
a
Mike.
card? Do you have
There you go,
a card
Mike.
that provides the...
You
Go
want
ahead.
the original because when you go to court, the court only accepts originals.
Right.
It won't accept a copy. So you say, okay, cool. So he signed it. Then you write underneath. All you have to do is put an X on there, sign it, and then you sign it, and you put your you do UCC 1-308. I reserve all my rights. And now you've got you want that copy. That's the one I would take. I don't care if he gave. I would go home in my own copy. But he's trying to get a certified copy.
Yeah,
But
I think
they're
he's
not-
trying to get a stamp with the date. I believe, from what I
But-
understand. Go ahead.
Man, records. We're making a record right here.
Yeah. No,
You know. So anyway, all right. I got you. But go ahead, man.
I'll keep playing it.
There you go, Mike.
For the public records?
There you go, Mike.
For the for records?
Do you know that this is a law? I know. Just like Mike Brown. Just like Mike Brown. Hey, Mike, you want to take that back right there and make me a copy?
Here.
Ask him to stay at your desk, Mike. Ask him to stay at your desk, Mike, while you go make me a copy, Mike.
Records unit. Sir, you want the information? You want the information for the records unit? You want the information for the records unit?
I've given you my public record request. He's taken it now. I just need a stamp receipt copy. That's all. That's all. Just a stamp receipt copy. You got.
Why would Warren not want the original? You mentioned that.
I don't know, because once you have a witness, there's two people there, and actually there's him, the cop. He's videotaping. I don't know the person.
He's
but,
on live. He's on live. Yeah, but
so whenever I deal with court, they only want original. So if you get a stamped copy, it maybe that blows my mind, because everything I do, I keep my original. And then I go home, or I can go in front of a notary and then have it certified. That's all he really has to do, is take that. If he wants to have a notarized or an official copy of it, all he has to do is go, I had this down to the police department, write an affidavit, and give that to the notary, and then sign right in front of the notary. The notary signs. Now that's a government witness. That's what notaries are. They're public witnesses. So that's what I would do. And the other thing, my attitude would be different. I gotta say, Ward Sapp and Deion Sanders are kind of the same. They share the same type of attitude, because when you look at, and I gotta just say this, sometimes if you're a hardcore alpha male and you think might makes right, and you don't think, so sometimes you've got to step back and put the ego aside, because he's Warren Sapp, and he's probably thinks all the doors are going to open for him. But you get to a certain level, when you're dealing with the government, they don't care, because they deal with Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, one wealthiest people in the world. So you're just Sapp. So you got to take a step back, and people respond the way you come to them. If I came to you mad and angry, you go, what? I'm not doing nothing for you. Everything I want gets done for me. Everything. Because it's the way you approach somebody. Say, I know you're just doing your job, man. I need this because, look, I'm a brother here in the United States, and it ain't easy for us. So help me out. That's what I would say, I get under the skin like, hey, this dude is cool. All right, this is what I'm going to do. Just stay right there. I'll be back. And you come back, oh, here you go. But that's how life works. Energy meets energy. So
it's a great point, Dana. That's a great point, Dana. Let's keep playing it and see how this plays
That
out.
other sergeant, Skoska, whatever you said was available, if he wasn't.
What's that?
The first sergeant that you said, if he wasn't available, he'd come down.
He's available now.
He'd come down. Would you ask him to come down so I can get a stamp receipt copy of that, Mike?
You want to call
Mike, I don't want to put you in this, Mike. Mike, you don't want to listen to this.
Try to talk to me for a second. Jesus Christ, just let the man speak.
No, you can go back there and talk to him if you want to. I'm sitting right here talking like I want to talk. You don't like when I'm talking, then go away, because you're not helping here.
No, fine.
You're not helping. You know.
Do you have a problem with the way he's talking there?
Yeah, I do. Major.
Mm-hmm. It's frustration, but what do you? Yeah, but go ahead.
All right, I'm going to throw back for a little bit. Well, I think it was 80, whenever Clinton was in office. Because of the nature, they stamped a phrase that blacks were super predators. And from that point on, they see black men as aggressive and angry all the time. And when in actuality, it's just the opposite. America does certain things to put us in situations where we can't help but to get angry, to fight. But what we have to do is understand who we are and what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a corporation. The United States is a corporation. You know, on the 28 USC 3002, 3002.
No,
we're dealing with a corporation. When you understand how corporations operate, then you know how to work with them. You know how to deal with money. Talks in corporations.
Yeah.
They're all about money. So how can I help you? What can we do? How can we work this out? But I never approached them like that because this is their game. They run this game, man. They have police officers, believe it or not, have a license to kill, because when they're protecting the public, that's why they get off all the time, because they protect the public, not the people. The people are in the republic, like in our when we do a Pledge of Allegiance, we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to under the public in which it stands. The public stands on top of the public, United States stands on top of the republic, the people. So we support the United States. We're the reason they have what they have, but they're actually in control of us. And that's because we don't know who we are. So again, if I was Sapp, he's just got to stand back and don't beg them for anything. You say, look, this is what's going on. This is what I need. How can we work this out? What can we do to get this done? And if he studied law, he'd understand he's got everything he needs right in his hand right now. They've got signatures. He's got a videotape. Whenever I mail off a letter that I need to go to the federal government, I take my phone. I say, this is what I'm mailing off. This is this, and that. I slide it in there, and I give the date. I show the front and back, and then I put it right in that box. And then I back up, close it, and I'm ready to go. And now then I put that as, I save that in my file in case I ever need it when I'm in court. And that's all he has to do. You control your destiny. Don't let he's getting upset because they're controlling what he wants to do. I don't let anybody control what I want to do. I said, okay, you can't do that. I'll figure out how to get it in. It's like I did my UCC one. I did my wife's UCC one. And I claimed everything. So, dude, it's about learning how to play this game.
Yeah, you have great perspective, Dana. You really, really do, and I think people listening will really appreciate it. And I really appreciate your perspective on this. Let's go play a little bit more of this and see how this interaction plays out here.
Escalator, you're not helping here. No, I give it to you. You don't understand this. How don't you understand
I asked you for your information. You didn't want to provide it to me.
You didn't, sir. I told you to take my email. No.
Then.
You wrote this down.
I wrote it down.
You wrote this down.
You asked for my supervisor's information. That's my supervisor's
No,
information.
I told you to take my public record request. You and Brown think that you don't do this.
I just told you.
You and Brown think that you don't follow the law.
Mike,
I got it.
Pass one again so he can
No,
write
he has everything he needs. I just need a stamp receipt copy.
Do you have his information?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, we're good then.
No, I need a copy for my records.
I don't understand what it
You don't understand that when I file a public record request, and I'm asking you to give me. Yeah, I got it. I'll pick it up. When I want a stamp receipt copy of it from you, just signed it, right? Now you won't make a copy and give me one?
No.
I'm confused.
He doesn't need the copy, Bailey, this is why, even if you just took the time out and studied law, just what I do, I'll go to Cornell Law. I copy like a whole law. I put it on Word, and I have Word read it to me while I go to sleep. Or I put it on my headset and I listen to it. and you learn so much about how to deal with this corporation. You won't get anywhere arguing with them because that's what they do. That's why they have lawyers. You know, lawyers are gatekeepers for the United States. But the part that bothers me is when if you see he's not listening. He'll continue to talk, and his remedy may be in an answer that they give him. Because I was listening to what's the guy, the chief, whoever he ends up talking to on the phone, and Warren just keeps going, and he doesn't listen to what the guy's saying because there's some keys into what he's saying. When he said both of you guys are right, he has the right to arrest Warren. He had the right to arrest Warren because Warren Sapp has a driver's license. And the cop knows that's why when you get pulled over, they ask for a driver's license, your registration, and insurance. So when you have a driver's license, you have a contract with the corporation called United States. And you're required to carry that because you are an employee of them. Like anytime you have an ID with all capital letters, that means you are an employee of that badge. Whoever holds that badge, whether it's Lockheed, Kellogg's, or whoever, you'll have an employee ID with all capital letters. That means you work for them. And then when you go to court or you have to deal with them, you go into what they call a tribunal. It's just like a court case. Warren Sapp wouldn't give his ID because he works for the United States and doesn't know it. You can work, any company you work for has to have a license with the United States. So ultimately, the United States tells you what to do. But if he does not accept the fact that he has a driver's license, which is a contract that says you're going to do whatever the cop tells you to do, then he's in the wrong. But the guy that their commissioner, what is the guy, the head guy of the police department, the chief says, okay, you're both wrong because all you really had to do was show the license, and then you guys could have worked a deal from there. But he didn't want to do that, and that's an offense. They can take you to jail for that right off the bat.
Yeah.
But it's just,
it's understanding it, Dana, and I think that's why I brought you on to give some perspective to this situation. And this confrontation keeps going. We'll keep playing it here.
All right.
All right, take a listen. Oh, my bad. I think it was right here.
When Warren stamp received copy of it from you, just signed it, right? Mm-hmm. Now you won't make a copy and give me one?
No.
Thanks, Mike. Go do it for me, baby. I got you. I know. You're gonna regret the day you look me in the face. I promise you. I promise you. You need to learn your job. You and Mike Brown. I see why Mike Brown was out there tyrannical like that, escalating. Then your other man that was down here talking about we dealing with a situation. 5 ladies are out there in their scrubs.
Yeah.
What was the situation that I was dealing with?
I don't know.
Me either.
Yeah.
You don't seem to know a lot as a supervisor. You seem to not know a lot.
Let me just say this, or let me ask you, Dana, if you had any advice for Warren Sapp if you were to do this again, because I'm guessing at some point he'll have to do this again and get something like this, right? What was your advice to him?
I would say, okay, just say you live on one of my properties and we have a month-to-month contract with you. Mm-hmm. And you love living here, but the washer, dryer, whatever machine broke and you want me to fix it today, but I can't get to it today. I can get to it tomorrow. No. I need you to do it today, right now. You don't know your job. You don't know how. I need a place to live. I got clothes to wash. I got a job to go to. Okay, I understand that. Look, this is what we got to do. No, you're not listening to me. And that's where it's getting. I would go to him and I'd say, look, you have learned the law. That's what I'm saying. People need to know who they are. You are not a corporate fiction. You can look at your birth certificate. And if you looked at the very bottom of your birth certificate, it'll have the state you were born in, and a county. And underneath that, there'll be real tiny letters. It'll say what bank owns your principal, what bank owns your birth certificate. So what you have to do is learn how to use your property in order to get things like this done.
Mhm.
And I would say to them, just, learn who you are. That's the biggest key, because most people think that they are the identification cards that they have, and they're not. Those are corporate created fictions. That's why we have the United States and we have America. They're two totally different things.
Yeah.
The United States is a corporation. America is a federal nation. I'm sorry, is a sovereign republic.
Mhm.
And there's only 3 laws in the republic. That's do no harm, cause no loss, live and let live. But you go over to the United States, they've got what, 7-8 million laws on the books. But those are statutes, codes, rules, regulations. Those don't really apply to someone that's in the republic. Now it will if they agree to it. So if they agree to get a driver's license, so now those are called minimum contacts. So now they're going to go, oh, I got a driver's license. You get pulled over, I have to abide by this driver's license. So you just pulled yourself out of freedom and moved yourself into liberties. Liberties can be taken away at any time. So I would just tell, Warren, you're fighting Goliath, but you have to know how to fight Goliath. You can't knuckle up with him. So what did David do? Picked up a rock, busted him in the head, took him down. You got to be smart when you deal with these guys. I'm not going to, some MMA dude come up to me and he got this old blistered up ears.
Yeah. Cauliflower.
Hey, okay, dude, you can have a parking space. I really don't care.
Yeah.
I can handle myself, but I ain't that good.
Yeah. No.
It's
cauliflower ear. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you see that cauliflower ear? Them most dangerous dudes on the planet, man. They know jujitsu, karate, they know everything. So don't mess with them. But that's how I look at the government. You have to approach them a certain way. And when you and it's a game, just like we talked about on the Monopoly board, it's a game. And once you learn how to play the game, you learn how to deal with it.
Definitely.
So you get out of jail free card when you understand how to play.
Yeah,
and don't ever leave your all capital name. Don't ever apply for anything. You want to create a trust and apply for that, everything through your trust. That way you can show that, or you apply for it and then you sign your signature a certain way. So, and then you get out. There's no liability there.
Yeah, you're the man, Data. You're the man breaking it down.
I'm telling you, I love what I do.
Yeah, I know. I know you. You know it. You love it. You're the man, Dana. I can't thank you enough for joining and giving us perspective on that Warren Sapp confrontation with the Hollywood, Florida police officers. And man, I can't wait to have you back on for the season here. We're almost to football season here.
Yeah, I know.
Almost getting to June. I can't wait. There's a lot of college football. We're going to be discussing NFL, Colorado without Shador and Travis. I can't wait. Man, I can't thank you enough for joining, man. And folks, if you guys watching, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Bailey Price Media Army. I can't thank you enough for watching. And guys, I'm headed to Hilton Head Island this week in South Carolina, so I'll be live on Thursday, live from Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. So I'll see you guys on Thursday and enjoy the week. And I can't thank you enough for tuning in. Enjoy your Monday. Peace.